Welcome back, Crazy Cole here with another TerraFirmaCraft. Just checking on the gardens. Our jute seems to be growing pretty fast. Everything else is growing, so that's a good sign. We've got food. I found out a few things because there was an update, so I went over the change log to see if I missed anything. And there's a few things. I found out if you put your food, let's put that away, in these ceramic vessels, like so, it helps cut down the decay by 50%. So I'm not going to put it in a chest anymore. I'm going to put them in vessels. That one's empty, that's why it's in the corner. So I can think about what it did. Anyways, it's already getting dark. I'm going to cook up some things here really quickly. And one of them is this ceramic vessel. I have 3 native copper and 4 here. They're all both 25 units. This one's to make a new tool. We're making a chisel. And the other 3 is to make up for our last bit for our saw, our axe. We had about 25 units in there, so it should be done after this. So here we go. We're going to put this in here, like so. Get our logs. Oops. And a fire starter. Now, the reason I got this here is because one of the big updates is a lot of stuff burns now. Before you could go on and have this thatch and it wouldn't catch fire, but now if you build a house it catches fire. Oh, and we got grass catching on fire. Nope, I don't want my first burning down. No thank you. See, it doesn't burn up with flames, but it's disappearing. So if you build something in your house, be careful, because you might lose your house, your precious house. So there you go. There's make sure that doesn't catch that tree on fire. That's the last thing I need, is all my trees to catch on fire. So there you go, we're gonna sleep real quick. So yeah, I forget what the other ones, but a lot of bug fixes. One of them was that before you'd wake up and if you were starving you would instantly just pretty much die. Well, they fixed that. Ooh, that was perfect timing. And so now you don't just starve to death instantly. You have a little buffer period to get food into you. After that you will starve to death. So here we go, we got our molten copper. I'm gonna get this just to make sure we got it right. I'll show how to do the chisel and what it's used for. So there we go, chisel. And our axe should be done now. There we go, perfect. So we got some extra molds, we're just gonna leave them in there. I don't need them in the house. We're gonna put this right in the corner here. And bam. Get some tool handles here. Oops, forgot. Gotta get them out of the molds first. And there we got a chisel. Chisel, if you're careful, it'll last quite a while. You don't just go crazy running around chiseling everything. So now we got an axe. I'm gonna probably save that for like emergencies or special uses, because we can go with stone. I don't mind making stone tools, it's cheap. So here we go, here's our chisel. So you got these rocks we've been collecting, and you plop them down like this. Well, I'll show you this. I don't know if I mentioned this. So we got all this stone, we got just tons and tons of rhyolite here. So to save space, you can make it into cobblestone, of course, but you can also change it back. So there you go, another space saver. So there you go. And you can go up to 64, I believe. Nope, 32, but that's still quite a bit. So then you can just throw those in there, and you don't have to have tons and tons of these just sitting around. The other big use is for this. So you got some sand, we got some flux, and we got a bucket. So we get our bucket, and we've done this before. We make lime water, right? Okay. Well, also if you combine sand in there, you get mortar. You get 16 mortar for 1 piece of sand, flux, and water. Bam, pretty handy. You can do it right there in the inventory. Do it again. You don't have to make the lime water separate and then combine it with the sand. You can just put all 3 together, and there you go. Let's do one more. Get rid of that last piece of sand I got in my inventory, and bam. So there you go. So we got this. Now this is how you make bricks in TerraFirmaCraft. You have to get first your rocks into bricks. So here you go, you take your chisel and you put them in there and you get these. So every type of brick or stone there is, it comes in its own form of brick, and it has different colors, tons and tons of colors. I believe it's this way. Let me see. Nope, it's the other way. So we got, just take all this stuff out. So it's 5 bricks, which is pretty easy to come by as soon as you get your thing, and then 4 of those, so you can make quite a bit of mortar, and you get 4 big bricks. Now the nice thing about these are they defy gravity, so you don't have to have a house made out of cobblestone or whatever. You can have bricks, and you can have, you know, actual forms to your house. So let's see, and then you break this. Of course this will fall down, so I don't want to do that. And then you can pick it up again, so that's very nice, and it stays in a brick form. So that's handy for later on. Once we get some more metal, we can actually make a foraging area and get a blacksmith hut kind of going. And that's what we'll use those for. Put that back in there. Another thing for the chisel, oh, we don't have enough stone, is to finish off this tool, which coincides with our other little thing we gotta do. Let's see, that goes in there. That goes in there. Don't need that. There. Is our dietary needs here have dropped. We have no dairy, no grain, and our vegetables are really low. Protein and fruit's fine. So we need to find grain, which we actually have. I'll show you this real quick. If you find corn, you can just eat it. Which one of these was it? Was it this one? No. But we need that and that. So put that back. This one. Nope, that's our tomatoes. Actually, let's take out a tomato. We'll nibble on that. This has to be the corn, right? Yes, there it is. Okay. So put this back. We take our corn and we can just eat it. Straight up eat it. You don't have to cook it or anything. It doesn't do too much, but it has a lot of food in it. I mean, we still got a few bites out of it. And our dietary supplements has gone up some. Whoop, wrong one. Grain. Way up there. So there we go. For dairy, we're going to have to make cheese, which we need vinegar and a barrel. So let's see, what was the other thing I got here? I'm going to nibble on that later. So we need to make bread also, since we can't just find corn everywhere. We have to find some way to make bread. And more common you find those grains than just fields and fields of corn. So we need one more piece of stone from over here. Smooth stone, that is. Let's see, this one sticking out right here looks good. Get that one, this one, and bam. We got it, right? Yes, okay. So now we need to do a little play thingy. We should be able to do it right here, actually. So we get our smooth stone. Now, smooth stone defies gravity as well, but what happens is when you place it, if you try to move it, it's just going to break into cobblestone or those little rocks. So we do this. We take stone and we stick it on something. And then we get our chisel. And it has different modes. I believe it's M. Nope, that's for our map. I forget which one it is. Let me go check that real quick. I did have it right. It is M, but because I had the map in, it was swapped, so I changed it out, or it was coinciding. So you press M, you can go stairs. So that's how you make stairs. You right click on a block, it could be stone or wood, and you can make them. Let's see if I do right here. How do I do it again? Oh, we're missing a hammer. Well, I can make one real quick. In order to chisel stuff, you have to have a hammer, which makes sense. And a chisel in your, I think it's hotbar. So here we go. Hammer, chisel. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. And so we got right here. Bam. So you got stairs. And I believe if you mine these, you can pick them back up. Or not. I guess they break. That does make sense a little bit. So you gotta place your blocks and then turn them into stairs and whatnot. So here we go. These are chisel. What else do we have? We have this one, slabs. And then you can actually chisel stuff, like turn it into a bunch of little blocks and chisel it away, which I might play with later. I've never really done that, but this is smooth one, default. So you right click, and it turns into smooth stone. Now this you can break. This is how you get your smooth stone. Now you break it. Whoop, start from the end. Just in case if it all falls, it might disappear. I'm not sure. And bam. So we got our smooth stone. Now this, we just take 3 of them, plop them down. We got a quern base. And then we take this. Now we go back home. I'll show how to do that. Before I forget, someone mentioned about my settings. Oh, our trees are growing. For Optifine. So here's we go, Optifine. I don't do much with it. I just installed and let it do its thing, but right now I got the graphics on fancy. I've tried fast, but it made the for some reason the videos had a lot bigger memory taken up without fancy on. I put render distance on about 80, and I left this. It was at 100. You can turn that down if you really want, but render distance I think is the biggest thing, so that you don't have to have rendering so many blocks and stuff at a distance. Chunk loading is default. I mean, you can play with these settings if you want. You got performance here. You can have smooth FPS. It's a little harder on your system, so you have to kind of go through them, and each one will tell you different things. So if you don't know what it is, kind of hover over it, see what it says. I don't really know too much about it, but this is what I got it set for, and it works pretty good. But like I said, you might have to tweak them a little bit if you're having troubles. I'm sure there's a website or something that might give a little bit more info than I did. So there we go. We're gonna plop this right over here, I think. So we got our base. This you never have to replace, but these you have to replace. So we right click, and you can put this right in there, and then we take our grain, we put that in there, and you right click on the handle, and it grinds it. And before it used to actually move, and so you could tell, but now you can hear it's quiet, and we got flour. Now with the flour, we go over here, and we don't have our bucket. We need water. Water. There we go. I'm doing this. I know we should be mining, and I got all the stuff to mine, and I will show the prospector's pick in the next video for sure. I gotta get some food going for myself so I can keep alive. So there you go. You take your... Oh shoot. We actually don't have enough. Oh. You're dewy. Is it just one grain now? It is. Sweet. So we have a grain, and it transferred. The decay transferred. It's 1.9% decay. And now we just have to have a fire. I got wood right here. Just plop that right in there. Just one piece, and then let's get the bucket out. Bam, and we should be able to cook it right in here. Cold, warm, and hot, and very hot, and there you go. We have food, bread. So here's our values. We have grain is partway up there, so we eat. It's a little glitchy sometimes after the fire. Maybe it's hot, he's like waving it around so you don't scald your mouth. And there, it did a pretty good amount. So yeah, I'm gonna go sleep, and then we'll drink some water and eat this tomato in the morning. I did find some more stuff though. That's what that says. I'm full. I found galena and native copper. I found it in that hillside, but sadly galena has no use right now. So yeah, we have to just leave it alone. No sense digging it up and taking up more space. Oh, so thirsty. Bam. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna keep the bread in that around. We can put this away though. Actually, let me cut and get rid of all this stuff. I got too much stuff in my inventory. And then I'll be back. So here we go. I got it all sorted out. Yeah, our fruit trees are growing now. They got bushes on them. Eventually these will get taller, and then we can get the actual branches off them. So they might take 1 or 2 seasons. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest, I've never really moved them. because I've never really found that many fruit trees at once. These are still here. I'm going to leave them until we really absolutely need them. That's interesting. I don't think those fell down. Now this, I want to know what's in there, but we're going to show this really quickly. So here we got stone. Here goes back to our mine. So here we go, we got stone, we got our prospector's pick. Basically, you just right click with this, and it says there's traces of hematite. Hematite again is iron, another name for the iron in this one. Over here we clicked and we got a very large sample of native copper, which is great. Now that means that there's more copper over here than there are traces of hematite. So that means hematite could be somewhere over here, but right now we find, oh, whoa, 3 metals in one area, nice. See, and every once in a while, I mean, I just clicked that one and now I'm clicking over here and it says no interest. That's because sometimes it gives you false readings. So always click a couple more times just to see. And if it for sure nothing pops up, then you know that there's nothing there. But if you do find something, you just click on it. And I'm gonna do is, oh, I know, we're gonna nerd pull up there with these. Let's see. Should have enough. If I get right about here. Bam. That's pretty handy. A little higher. A few more. Perfect. So now here we go. Say we've dug and we're in the ground and we find something and we see, well, what do we want to do? Do we want to mine it or leave it? So to find out what it is, you right click. So this is cinnabar. And then see, you go around here, traces of cinnabar, nothing of interest. Because it only searches like a 5x5 grid, 5x5x5, so 25 blocks around it. So I'm going to take this because I want to say it's useful. And we got a piece. Bam, we got cinnabar. And now we gotta find a way down. Pretty simple. Oop, there goes our thing. If we take out the bottom one, it should all come down though. Yep, pretty handy. So there you go. If you were ever wondering what that little block up there was, it was cinnabar, which I want to say could be what is redstone in this mod, but I could be wrong about that. Like I said, some of these things I could never find. I played the game before and I never really came across them because sometimes it was really hard to find stuff because of the way the ground is and all the ores produced and only certain stones. Oh, look at this. Found something already. There we go. We might do a little bit of mining here. We got native copper. Didn't say rich, so it's only 25 units. So yeah, I got some stuff in there. Let's see, what else was I thinking of? Optifine, the food. I think we're just gonna keep mining, I guess. The next video I'm gonna dig out some of that, so it's not so boring, and I'll show you how I kind of like to do with the pick to find stuff, and hopefully it helps people who are maybe having troubles. And then once I get a good amount of ores and we have extras and stuff, then I'll show you how to do a forge, and we'll get our first stuff going here of heating up food and metals and stuff. But I kind of need more metals. I mean, I can just mold stuff really easily than using a forge and an anvil. So once we find the different amounts of metal, like iron, once we get some more iron and maybe some more bronze and stuff, we can be able to work on that stuff. So, I think I'm going to call that a vid. I will see you guys later. Bye.